Hi students, so we'll start with the second craft, that is melted wax flower. So which looks like this once you finish. The materials you will need is around 5 to 6 candles, a crayon and a steel bowl. So what we're going to do is first break your candle into several pieces and put it inside the steel bowl. Now remember, we are using steel bowl because we need to heat it. Do not use plastics. Okay, now you can see that I'm trying to remove from one side of the candle, I'm trying to remove the wax so that I can get the wick out of the candle. Now for this craft, I've not asked you to buy any wick or anything extra candle wicks. We are going to use this existing wick which is there on this candle. So we're going to use the same wick. So in order to get that wick, I'm just removing the pieces out like this. Just from one side of the candle, scrape out the candle wax and pull out the wick slowly so that it doesn't break, like this. So keep doing that till you get all the wax out and the wick and separate the wick from the candle, and we're going to reuse this wick. Be careful when you're using the knife. So in this way I've separated the wick from my wax. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other candles as well. I'm showing you only two, but I have used around 4 candles for this. That is if you're making more than one flower. Okay, this is the second candle. I'm doing the exact same thing. So just break the candle into several pieces and put it into the bowl. See that you don't waste any of the wax. Put it into the bowl. And next we're going to add the color that we want. So the crayon colors left to you. You can use red, yellows, pinks, violets. So I'm using pink crayon. I'm just, either you can cut it and put it like this, or you can scrape it and put it into the bowl. Now the next is in the kitchen, where I have already preheated my pan, and I have kept the bowl on top of it to melt the wax. Now students, I want you to be very careful while you're doing this step. I don't want you to touch the vessel when you're doing it and burn yourself. You can see that my crayons and the wax is melting. I've used a spoon to just stir it. Okay, now the same thing, I've taken it outside, and on the platform or on your tile, you'll have to take 1 spoon of the wax, spread it on the tile like this in a circular motion. Take the wick, and around the wick you're just going to put the first layer of your rose like this. Now you'll repeat the same thing. Keep making more of these um, layers and keep attaching it over the other one. Now if you see, some of them are breaking, so if it is breaking and falling down, take those pieces and put it back into the bowl again so that it gets heated up and melted with the other wax. And another thing that I faced was, if it is breaking, that means your layer is too thin. Try to make it little thick. As soon as you spread the wax in a circular motion on the platform or tile, see that you take it immediately. It has to be a little hot and wet inside. Only then it will attach to each other. So you can see the flower is getting formed. So I have made around, I don't know, around 8 to 9 layers. So just keep in mind, I know it is hot, but once you apply it there and take it out, see that it's little warm inside. It is still wet, so that it sticks, the layer sticks to each other and doesn't break. If it is breaking, remember that the layer is too thin. Let it become little thick. If you just keep it for another 2-3 seconds, it will become thick. So you can see my wick is also there. And if it is not sticking, apply some wax and stick it. You don't need Fevicol or anything here. You're just using simple wax to stick the whole layer to each other. So while you're doing it, just clean the place as well, so you don't want it to stick to the platform. Scrape it out, and then what I did is I took the vessel again. If I feel that my wax is becoming thicker and thicker, and I will heat it again onto the gas, on the gas, and bring it again and make the circular motion there on the platform, and see how I'm scraping it out so that it doesn't tear completely. I need that layer, and fix it layer by layer around the wick. If you feel it is too dried up, please add some wax and fix it like this. See, I'm just adding some wax and I'll stick it back together. I'm repeating the same again, circular motion. Okay, and scrape it out quickly. I'm not waiting at all. Okay, students, you can see that if some of your layers are breaking, don't worry, just put it back into the bowl. It will melt again. Only thing is, quickly make the other layer and see, make sure that it's thick enough, otherwise it is going to break. So just take it out like that, fix it around the other layer. Don't worry if it is breaking. Now if it is not sticking, put some wax there and fix it, some hot wax from the bowl. The key is, students, when you are making the layer on the platform, it should be hot on top. The layer should be hot on top, only then it will stick. Like this, just cut it off. Okay, that again, you can just take, if it's looking like that also, it's fine, you can just fix it. As long as it's hot, it will stick. I'm not waiting at all after applying the layer on the platform. Now remember, students, as and when my wax is thickening, I will heat it again on the gas and bring it here and do the same thing. So you're not touching the bowl or the pan with your fingers. So once you fix the petals like this, you can just open up the tips of the flower a little to make it look like a petal. Now I'm doing as many as petals as I can to make it look like a flower. See, I'm opening up the tips of the petal a little like this, so that it looks like a petal. Okay. Again, I'm making the next layer. Be careful with the knife. Open up the petals like this. Especially towards the end when you're finishing the layers, open up the petals once you fix it. You can see that my wax is wet when I'm taking it out and fixing it. And my wax in the bowl is also thickening, so I will have to take it inside and heat it and bring it. You're almost there towards the end. So again, I'm making the next layer. Okay, this time just see my layer has dried up, so I'm adding few more hot wax there and then stick it off. You can do that as well. If you feel your layer has dried and you want to stick it, you can just apply some glue on top and fix it like this. Wherever I feel it's coming out, I'm adding some hot wax and sticking it. Scrape it out carefully from your platform. I'm adding some more on top so that it sticks. And fix the layer. Open up the tips of the flower. So we are almost there. We just have to make one more layer and then we are done. Be careful when you're touching your bowl. If it is too hot, please don't do it. Wait for some time. And this is my last layer. So we'll fix it up. And yes, so at this point what you'll do is, you can see the bottom, there is a wick there. The extra wick, you can cut it off and you can just trim the bottom of the flower. So once you trim it, I have another small one here. So so the flower, you can also apply some hot wax around it, the outer layer, just to smoothen up the layers. And I'm not wasting any of my wax. I'm just smoothening it up wherever I feel there is a crack and breaks. Okay, so this is how it looks once we trim the wick at the bottom and cut it equally at the bottom, and you can just place it like this and light it. So this is our melted wax flower. Finish the flower like this, take a photo of it and post it in the class notebook in our craft team. Okay, thank you students.